Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and Mr. Jared, could you lead us? This is the Planning and Zoning Board / local planning agency. It's an advisory board which makes recommendations to the county commissioners who will make the final decisions on these items. There are no LPA items on our agenda today. Items on today's agenda will be heard by the county commission on March 5th, 2026 at 5 p.m. When a motion ends in any kind of a split vote, a roll call vote may be taken to ensure accuracy. As a reminder, each member who makes a motion or a second needs to turn on their microphone so that your voice is on the record. Speakers for public comments on these agenda items will be given 3 minutes. If you do come to the podium, please spell your last name for the record. At this time, if any board member has had any ex parte communication regarding any application, please disclose so now. All right, seeing that, I need a motion for the approval of the P&Z minutes from January 12th, 2026.
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion by Debbie, a second by Jared. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passed unanimously. Okay, item H1.
Item H1, Spacewalk Groves, Inc. Request CUP for land alteration, application 25Z00057, located at tax account number 2315318 in District 2.
Okay, Miss Kim, you know the drill.
Yes, sir.
Name and address and spell your last name, please.
Good afternoon.
Do it.
Good afternoon, Chairman, members of the Planning and Zoning Board. My name is Kim Rezanka with Lacey Rezanka in Melbourne, Florida. I'm here on behalf of Spacewalk Groves, Inc. With me is Brian Hamilton, the representative, and Jack Smith, the engineer of record. This is a request for a conditional use permit. There's one that's existed on this property that's zoned PIP since 1989 for land alteration. Actually, it's just a burrow pit. He's taking out sand and dirt and selling it to large operations such as Blue Origin for their building construction. And that's what he's been doing since 1989, and now he wishes to enlarge it from 10 acres to 37 acres. At the same time, we're altering we're renewing, actually asking for a new land alteration permit, which is a whole separate process through Natural Resources. The engineer of record has been working on that. As you know, in this area of Merritt Island, there's some enhanced compensatory storage requirements since 2018, I think it was. And so they are working through that process. We do the conditional use permit first. If this is approved, then the land alteration permit has to be approved before the conditional use is effective. So as I mentioned, this is a conditional use. It's in the proper zoning. And I just cut my hand, so I'm a little bit handicapped today. But going through the staff report, basically there's no adverse change to the existing roadways. It's basically trucks coming out on State Road 3 and heading north. That median that's there now is going to be improved by Spacewalk Groves. They're going to put 150 foot of asphalt instead of just asphalt millings. So that'll be a better criteria for that median right there in front of this access. Traffic capacity is fine. There's no adverse impacts to concurrency. There's no material violation of relevant policies that have been identified. There's no wetlands on this property. Basically, we're creating a big hole. And there's a ditch that goes all the way around this site that the water does run into, but it's an all-contained system for runoff here, and it will not have any impacts on any other properties. It does not go to Pine Island at all. It does not impact that drainage at all. The hours of operations are Monday through Saturday, 6 to 4. That's a private stormwater park. There is no ag. It says in the staff report there's an ag use near this property. There is not. That property immediately to the west is also owned by Spacewalk Groves. It's just a vacant piece of land. It's not used for any agricultural use. We did go to the North Merritt Island Special Independent District Board on Thursday night, and they voted unanimously to recommend approval. And what I have in front of you is 2 pages of the 4-page land alteration permit. It shows the existing site, it shows the roadway that goes around it, and and the second page shows some of the elevations on the backside. But this was submitted to the North Merritt Island Special Dependent District Board, also along with a letter of support from Blue Origin's contractor. That's also in the record. And then there was also a letter from Bruce Moyer from 1989, who was in the engineering department back then, and he indicated that that this road is an FDOT road, so there's really no control by Brevard County. So with that, I have Mr. Hamilton here if you have any questions about his operation, or I have the engineer of record if you have any questions about the land alteration permit, which again is just for information. Natural Resources controls that land alteration permit.
Ms. Kim, while you're right there, is there anyone in the audience want to speak for or against this item? All right, seeing that, I'm going to close it to the public, bring it back to the board. Do we have any questions for the applicant?
I do. Kim, in all the years that you've been and all the clients you work for, this is the first time I've ever seen anybody that want to talk. So I'm a little confused on this particular site. The road there on the, I guess we're going to call it the north side, is that dedicated? I mean, is that part of the description?
The road that goes to State Road 3?
Yeah.
That's actually an easement, a dedicated easement.
Okay.
Through government lands.
Okay. It's just a standard easement, so. Okay.
It's been what they've used since 1989.
And my last one, rather small, did Natural Resources get involved into this before you came to the board today to get?
Yes, they've been, Jack Smith's been working with Natural Resources, I don't know,
I mean,
8 months, a year? He's been working with the land alteration permit for a while.
yeah, what concerns me a little bit, is that normal?
Yes, it's basically, it's under section 621936 of the county code, that's how
Okay.
it works.
Okay. Because we don't ask you to design a subdivision before it comes here either.
You don't? You sure?
Well, we did.
Yes, we haven't, but it is unusual. This is different, though, because in land alteration, we have to have the permit as part of the CUP. But the process is a CUP and then the engineering. But it's been going hand in hand. They've been working on it for a while.
Good. That's mine. That's it.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. John?
Okay. First question for staff. Any restrictions on excavations on Merritt Island? I thought she was running away. Yeah, I know. But the rules have changed.
Good afternoon, Good afternoon, Board. I'm Jane Hart with Natural Resources. So for a borrow pit in North Merritt Island, any development or land alteration north of Hall Road and would be in the area that's part of our new code from 2019 that would have to meet more stringent floodplain criteria. So they are required to provide compensatory storage, and we received a letter from them about their floodplain fill, their cut and fill, and that shows their engineer has certified that they will not need to provide compensatory storage. They will also need to go through the North Merritt Island flood model to prove that they are holding all their water. That would, for a little more information. So when they run the model, their engineer is going to need to certify that the activity on site will not increase the duration of peak flood stages within the area, or increase flood stages. Such certification shall be accompanied by a report supporting the certification, and the report should include all full engineering data and analysis in compliance with good engineering practices and any and all applicable standards, criteria, and regulatory requirements, including hydraulic and hydrologic modeling and analysis demonstrating that there is no impact.
Thank you.
So we would need to receive that before we issue a permit.
All right. Do you happen to know what the level of the water table is in that area?
I believe I believe it's 1.0 is the seasonal high water level.
So it's 1 foot below surface level?
I'm not sure on that.
The ground elevations.
Name and address.
Jack Smith, HSA Golden, 11 Lake Gatlin Road, Orlando. The ground surfaces, if you look on the map, that range from about 2 to 3, generally in that area where the excavation is going to be. And we
2 to 3 what?
feet
Above
sea
Sea
level.
level. Okay,
And- and
where's
a-
the water table?
About 1.0, the high seasonal high.
Okay, so we'd put you 1 foot or 1.5 feet above sea level, correct?
Yeah, 2.5 to 3. Yeah,
Okay, 2.5 to 3
Yeah,
above.
1.5 to say 2.5 feet above sea
Okay.
level, right there.
So while you're up here,
Above seasonal high, not sea level. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. How are you removing water during excavation for your dewatering process?
Well, that's covered under the CUP with the Water Management District. It is pumped into a ditch that surrounds the excavation, and it goes to the existing lake further to the west that is on the property that is controlled by the applicant.
It is not.
It is
Oh,
controlled.
it is
by-
controlled by the applicant?
Yes, it
Okay.
is, yeah.
And does that drain?
That is self-contained most of the time. I think it might be connected during flood stages, but it's self-contained under normal conditions. And then 5 days, I believe, before a major storm, pumping is ceased. And the pit itself will be drawn down, and that will actually act as a sink to accept any flood stage water.
So you're saying you shut the pumps down before a storm?
Yes.
Okay. Do you do any recharge into the aquifer?
Yeah, that's the purpose of the ditch around, is to recharge back into the ground. So a lot of the water actually circulates back into the pit.
Okay. Just through normal percolation?
Normal percolation, yeah.
Okay. How much soil are you going to be taking out if this is granted?
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but 1.2 million yards.
Trying to figure out how many trucks you're going to be bringing. It also,
Most of the trucks are going directly to the.
but you're getting out on 3 to get to, you're not going just north of your site to get to Blue Origin. You're going out to Highway 3.
Well, the driveway is actually on federal land.
No, I know that
Yeah.
one. You're
Yeah.
talking about the one to the north. I'm just saying that,
That's by 18, not 9, because 18's a dump truck.
oh, okay. You got bigger. I was thinking.
You're like an F-550.
Yeah, right.
It'll be a similar traffic to what has been existing, previously.
Okay. It also says that you're going to go south, not just
I
north.
think we estimated 80% north and 20% south.
So who are they selling to the south?
Well, we don't know yet. I mean,
Okay, you just wanted to
we
throw
want
that
that
out?
as an alternative.
Okay. Your major purchaser will be Blue Origin?
Yeah, as far as I know, Blue
Okay.
Origin.
Do you, I mean, would you say a million?
16,000, or,
Yeah,
well, now I gotta redo it.
you gotta do it again. Blue Origin is gonna raise their site for construction, correct? Where is the runoff gonna go?
I have
How is
no
it gonna
i-
affect the
I have
neighbors?
no idea what their plans are.
Okay, you're just gonna sell them dirt, and so anybody that's neighboring their property is going to maybe suffer because of a higher elevation.
I-
They're making it high and dry.
I can't comment on that.
Okay. Um, All right, thank you.
Okay.
Hold off for a minute. Go ahead.
Ms. Kim, could you come back up, please? This might have to go to the owner, but this is already an existing
Yes, sir.
borrow pit, whatever you want to call it, and he just wants to expand.
Yes, sir.
And the watering is a recharge trench around the entire site,
Yes, sir.
or just around the lake? And then also you have the berm, if I'm not mistaken, around the perimeter of the property.
Correct.
I'm very familiar with compensating storage because of Miss Darcy back there. She educated me. But, so we're just enlarging this, we're keeping all the water on site. Anything extra is gonna go next door, which you control that lake also.
Yes, sir.
I have no other questions. Mr. Henry.
I'm gonna make a motion that we approve this.
Second.
Got a motion by Henry, a second by Debbie on item H1. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passed unanimously.
I was going to abstain. I was going to abstain. I don't know, I just don't believe that these models work. There's too much flooding going on.
Do you know how much it takes to get a permit to do
What, you think they're going to stop them? Do you really? Well, then why are we here?
All right, item H2.
Yes, item H2, Princeton Technology LLC, request a CUP for 4COP full liquor, beer, and wine license for on-premise consumption accessory to a restaurant. Application is 25Z00044, located in District 1.
Okay, sir, are you the applicant?
Yes, sir.
If you could state your
Yes,
name
my-
and address for the record and spell
My name
your
is
last
Dr.
name.
Sachin Shenoy. I reside at 7 Indian River Avenue, apartment 1007 in Titusville, Florida.
All right, and a little bit about what you're wanting to do.
Well,
Can you repeat your name, sir?
yes, Sachin, Sachin, last name Shenoy.
Thank you.
All right,
Yes, sir.
and a little bit about what you're wanting to do?
Well, I'm not sure that is what I want to do, but this is where we are. So I rented this restaurant about 3 years ago, 2.5, almost 3 years now. It is in MIMS, which is now Titusville, but they call it MIMS. It was a functioning restaurant for 40 years. It had 75 seats. We opened it as a restaurant with beer and wine license. It was unsuccessful for the most part. So we closed it down, and I do own a full liquor license that I can bring there or I can buy one. So we want to open a bar there, and it's just 4 COP. It actually could go to quota because I could bring a quota license there. And we've already talked to DPBRS about transferring the full quota license there. We want to serve food. It's not that we want to own a liquor store there. So it'll be food and a 4-COP. Even in my current place where the license resides, I don't do quota. I don't sell by the bottle. I don't sell to go. It's just a bar. So I might move that bar over there or buy a new license for this particular place. The seating is 50. Now, per their rules, you have to have 120 seats to have a 4-cop, and we cannot do that. Our restrictions are primarily space, maybe a little parking, and maybe a little septic tank issues. It's not my property. I still have a few years on it, and I just want to see if I can make it into a bar and see if that works, because that allows us to plan for the future if that concept is viable in MIMS or not. So all I need is to zone it for a 4-cop or a quota license with a restaurant. I'm not sure that there is any, I'm not sure how it is zoned. So the process was very convoluted, and we got lost along the way. But that's my intention.
All right. Well, while you're right there,
Yes, sir.
do we have anyone in the audience want to speak for or against this item? Okay, seeing that, I'm going to close this to public comment and bring it back to the board. Do we have any questions for the applicant?
Okay, I have a question. So I know that, I know you've got several restaurants in town. I frequent one of them quite often.
Correct.
On occasion, the bar. And I know that this particular building has been multiple restaurants over the years, and I know that you guys, are trying to make something out of it too. And I'm not against this at all. I would support this. My question is there something that can go along with the CUP that stays with that business as opposed to that property in case they decide to relocate, that it doesn't hang on to that piece of property? Is that a thing? I've asked around in a hypothetical way, and I haven't got an answer.
Yeah, so the board can add a condition to the conditional use permit that if this particular business goes out of business, then the conditional use would be voided out.
Would you be opposed to that?
No, I would not be opposed to that, because
Okay.
for me, it protects my investment, and if someone wants to do it again, they're welcome to go through all the hoops I've gone through and come over here and explain it to you all over again. I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah.
It would make me very happy. In fact, that might be a strong point for me to renew my lease if it works out. And if I fail, then I walk away. That's business.
Mr. Mims, you got anything to say over there?
Not at this place.
Excuse me. No, sir, I do not, except that I would recommend approval for this change.
Without a BDP?
Well, I've got one of sorts, though.
That's a little inside.
One second, Mr. Jared. With that recommendation, do you want to add that stipulation?
Yes, that's a good idea.
So is that the motion, or should I make the motion?
No, do you have Ron's motion there with the,
You can second it.
Well, I'm not sure if everything got in there.
Have them repeat
she's-
it. Repeat it, Mr. Ron, if you will.
Recommend approval with a conditional, additional condition that if the property is sold, that CUP goes away.
Not sold. This one's rented. So if the tenant
Oh,
moves,
I'm sorry.
then the CUP would not remain with the property.
Right.
That's what Ron said.
Do you want it tied to a specific individual or a specific entity, or do you want it to be tied to a use? So if it's a restaurant,
Right,
or-
this business, which is Doc's, is it Doc's Barbecue? Are you changing?
The
That's what
parent entity is going to be CNS Restaurants, C and ampersand S Restaurants.
C and S.
CNS Restaurants, Inc. is the parent company
Okay.
that is leasing this property. If it could be put in as that, if CNS Restaurant leaves the property, you can revert it to whatever it was before.
Yeah.
So it's a conditional use permit for CNS Restaurants to operate a bar per the laws of the state without having a a seating minimum or maximum based on theirs, and then without having the 51% food requirement. Because we have a full liquor license, so we can serve food up to 1% to 100%, not 51-49, and that's the ratio we follow for other restaurants.
Mr. Chairman, how will that affect the original cup that you're currently operating under?
It does not, because we have a beer and wine license right now.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying. That under his motion, the new cup would go away. What happens to the old cup?
There is not a new
We have
cup.
no old cup. This is a new cup, and this is conditional upon me staying in that premises. And if I leave the premises, which is CNS Restaurants, Inc., leaves the premises, then it reverts back to whatever it was. The conditional use permit is null and void.
But don't you have a cup currently for beer and wine?
No, it was
It's
an
not a cup.
administrative
It-
approval through a restaurant. Serving 51% is what they have. It's done administratively. They did not have a CUP for the beer and wine.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes, this is just for this part. The previous one was, as he said, it was just a restaurant with beer and wine sales on premises.
Pause a minute. Billy.
Okay, 1 second. Yes, sir.
Uh-oh. Filing a notice.
We're going to get clarification.
Billy, what are you doing?
Sorry, I don't mean to bog down in procedural things, but I think we may have an issue with just the language proposed. I think there's an alternative possible, because if you say the condition is that it would be revoked, there's a statutory and code process this would be effectively a rezoning. So we wouldn't be able to do that, but you could say that this CUP, to allow them to do liquor, beer, and wine would only apply to a restaurant operated by this gentleman. And therefore, so the CUP would still be on the property after that, but they wouldn't be able, it would be violating the
Right.
zoning to use it for any restaurant that's not operated by him. So that's one proposal. We can still think about other ways to do it, but I'm just trying to stay away from the idea that the CUP automatically gets revoked somehow, because I don't think you can do that.
That's more or less what I was asking, if it was possible. Yeah.
Billy, CUPs are just, they're touchy subjects. And,
Yes.
and everybody on Marathon's got one, whether they got a liquor store or not.
And I will say.
I just have some reservations on the continuation because you don't know.
And I would also just would point out, normally, most CUPs that we do now are administrative approvals associated with a restaurant. Those, if you look at the code, automatically, you have to reapply for a new one, because those can be administratively removed, just like they were administratively approved.
Okay.
So those automatically go away when there's a change of management. They have to apply for a new one. But this, because it's going through the rezoning process with the board,
Okay.
that's where my concern comes in about saying that it's somehow revoked.
It's still tricky.
It is, it very much is. If this board recommended that, we would really look at it before it goes to the Board of County Commissioners to see, if what might be the best way to implement it.
Thanks.
So I would second Mr. Barcher's motion to approve with the added condition of the CUP being available only to the restaurant operated by C&S Restaurants. Did I say that? Are we all on the same page?
CNS Restaurants, Inc., that would be the parent company operating the restaurant.
Are we good, staff? Okay, item H2, I got a motion by Ron, a second by Jared. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passed unanimously.
Thank you very much, everyone. I have a question. On the 5th
Don't ask
of
about
March.
CUPs.
I know nothing about them now. On the 5th of March, when it goes to the board, do I have to be present? Do we have to be present for that meeting?
Yes.
Okay, that's solved. We'll be there. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Why are they always dealing with cups instead of glasses?
Do we have any other comments? Meeting adjourned.
Okay.
The opinions expressed by any member of the public during any period of public comment do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the Board of County Commissioners of Brevard County, Florida, Space Coast Government Television, or the program sponsor, and are solely those of the presenter. The Board of County Commissioners of Brevard County, Florida, Space Coast Government Television, and the program sponsor hereby expressly disclaim any and all responsibility or liability for any defamatory or slanderous statements expressed by any member of the public during any such period.